If you're as anxious as I am to have some fresh cantaloupe in the garden, then these are some tips that you might want to try at home. And we have one of our raised beds here all tilled up and worked up to plant some cantaloupe in. At either end we have some cool season crops such as kale and carrots, and once those are pulled out of the garden, we'll have plenty of room for the cantaloupe to sprawl. Now what we want to do is make sure though that our soil is warm enough, and so we're going to use some walls of water around each cantaloupe hill to help keep the soil warm. A lot of people go ahead and put their gardens in all at one time, and that's fine to do, but keep in mind that your seed might take anywhere from 1 to 2 weeks longer to germinate if your soil temperature is still down around 65 to 70 degrees. So what we've done to get around that is we've pre-germinated some of our cantaloupe seed, and I've just kept it wrapped up in a moist washcloth. I have 3 varieties here, and I've kept the labels with it, and I've already planted 2 of them. Then this one is Hale's Best Jumbo. It's just one that we've picked up at a garden center or farm supply store, and we're trying 3 different varieties, and I've just rolled it up into a moist paper towel and kept it in the moist washcloth for a few days just to help crack the seed coat and get it pre-germinated. And then the idea is to take these and put it into a mounded area. And some tips on sowing cantaloupe seed: if you're sowing into really wet soil, a lot of the old timers tell us to be sure to set the seed on its side so that it will shed water real well as it's germinating and not rot. If you're doing this by the 100-acre load, you really couldn't control it quite that well, but it's something you might want to try. Now, I've put about 5 in there, and we'll probably thin it down to just 2 plants and give them plenty of room to sprawl. And I've left a few in here to plant in some of our other gardens later on. But this is one way that you can get the seed to germinate in the house. If you keep it at around 75 to 80 degrees, it'll come up much faster than if you try to sow it directly in the soil. The next step is we're just going to take a wall of water and slip that down over it. And we'll have to check this every few days to make sure that it is moist, because when you put these wall of water plant protectors around plants, whether it's tomatoes or peppers or newly sown seed of vine crops such as cantaloupe, you might find that natural rains aren't going to get down in there, and you're counting on the soil to allow water to migrate in underneath it. And so you might want to check it every few days and water it. But this is one way to protect them as they come up. And as they come up, we'll probably additionally cover each one with a little bit of remade to screen out early season pests and really get the jump on our cantaloupe season.
We hope you've enjoyed this classic from the Oklahoma Gardening Vault. Remember, even though these tips and techniques are timeless, there's always something new to learn in the world of gardening. By subscribing to both Oklahoma Gardening and OK Gardening Classics, you'll have access to a wealth of gardening knowledge, both classic and contemporary.